look at it from that perspective, like how much more good can I do than, potentially bad. Like there's going to be a few people that might say something, but I'm sure for the majority of women that follow you, you have like a huge female audience, and I have no doubt that there are quite a lot of women following you that are experiencing the same exact thing right now, or that used to experience it.
Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little different than normally is. This is something that Ryan and I have talked about over the last few weeks, and we decided that this is something that we want to share with you, and we want to share. I don't feel pressured in any way, and I know Ryan doesn't either, to open up about what we've been going through and also what we're going to be going through. And I'll kind of go further into that as we tell our story and talk a little bit more about it. I was thinking maybe we just kind of start from the beginning and just go from there.
Keep it simple.
Yeah, keep it simple. So Ryan and I have been together for about 10 years. Yeah, and we've both known that we've wanted children, and we both love kids so much. And so we got married last year, and we got married in September, and we said, let's shoot for April. Let's start trying in April, get my IUD out, get started in April. Well, and this is something that I'm going to go into right now because a lot of you guys were asking me about this in my last Q&A when I was super sick earlier this year, and I was like, I can't really talk about it yet, and I'll tell you why and what happened now. So I was having a lot of trouble, a lot of like really weird health problems starting in about December, January, and it was my like pelvic area, and it was once a month, kind of when my period was supposed to be, but I had an IUD, so I didn't have my period. But I mean, it was awful. We almost had to go to the emergency room at one point. It was awful.
It was very scary.
Yeah, it was really scary. We just didn't know what was going on, and the pain was in like my pelvic area, up in my stomach, and then after a few days it would just go away. And we thought I had like endometriosis or something. We just didn't know.
Something wasn't right.
Something wasn't right, yeah. So I went to my OBGYN and I said, I want to get my IUD out. This is January. And I said we were going to get the IUD taken out in April to start trying to conceive, but I'm just having so many problems and I don't know what it's related to, that maybe it's the IUD, so I'm going to get it taken out. And got the IUD taken out in January, and all of those health problems just went away. Like, literally,
it was very quick. They stopped
overnight. They were gone.
Monthly pain.
The doctor said that it was my period trying to start, and he said that's where he thinks the pain was coming from. We'll never know. But the IUD's out. I feel great. And he even said, some people just don't respond well to an IUD. He said all of a sudden your body might just turn on it. So I got it out. And the reason I wasn't ready to tell you guys that was because I didn't want the pregnancy questions to start coming in. So it was hard for me to say I'm having these health problems, but I got the IUD taken out, and now I feel better without like a bunch of pregnancy questions. I just didn't want the speculation every single month to come. I really wanted that to kind of stay between Ryan and I until we were ready to talk about it. So then we just were like, you know what the heck, let's just go ahead and start trying to have a baby, right? In January, after we got the IUD out.
Yeah, like late January. Late
January. And the reason we wanted to wait until April is because we knew we were probably going to be moving to Texas, and we didn't want to make that move if I had happened to get pregnant in January, February, March. So we were trying to time it right, but we were like, you know what, if it happens, it happens, whatever. So we started trying to get pregnant in January.
Like beginning of February.
Yeah, beginning of February. We started tracking ovulation. temperature, doing all the things that our doctor recommended, our OB in New York recommended to do. And we moved to Texas, and the move just kind of took over everything. We were stressed, and I kind of blamed not getting pregnant on stress. And even with healthy couples, I'm sure you guys know this, if you try to have a baby, it can take up to a year. And so we got settled here. I finally saw an OB/GYN here. And this was about 2 months ago, I would say. And I just kind of sat down and talked to her, and I said, hey, Ryan and I are in our 30s, and we're worried that we're getting older, and we just want to run tests on both of us to make sure that everything's good. And she said, I normally wouldn't even recommend testing or anything like that until you're about a year in, but she said, because you are in your 30s, she said, I think that's a great idea. We don't want to waste time. So Ryan got tested, everything perfect with him, everything was great. I got my progesterone levels tested to make sure I was ovulating, and she said I have a super strong ovulation. So we were so happy about that. Ryan actually suggested on the phone last month, should Ashley get her hormones tested? And our doctor said, that's not a bad idea. There's a lot that we can tell from, a full blood work.
Everything versus just progesterone.
Right, because we knew I was ovulating because I was getting a positive ovulation strip every single month. So I knew I was ovulating. So I went and got my blood work done. And about 2 weeks ago, it was actually the vlog that Ryan and them took the trailer to go dump all the stuff from the garage. It was that vlog while they were gone. I got a phone call from my doctor, and I really wanted to wait for Ryan, but I was just dying to know what the results were. And so she went over everything with me. She was like, man, everything is so good. She said, and for your age, we keep referring to my age because I am 33, I'm not 21. I'm not what I used to be, I guess. But, she said, everything looks so good. She said, there is one problem. And then I was like, my heart just sank to my stomach because that's something that you never want to hear. I was alone. Sorry. And she was like, your AMH level is really low. And of course, I have no idea what that means, right? And she said, from what my understanding is, you're born with the same amount of eggs that you're gonna have for the rest of your life, right? And mine is abnormally low. And she said the most important thing is your egg quality. But my ovarian reserve, which is the amount of eggs that I have left, is really, really low. And at first I was just kind of nodding my head because I was just, I couldn't process it. When she said that, I was just I don't understand. I'm 33. What do you mean my amount of eggs are low? And she said some people get diagnosed when they're 21. She said, low ovarian reserve is something that, yes, has to do with age, but she said it also can be genetics. It can be, if you're a smoker, drinker, which I'm not. She said it can just happen to anyone. She said she has a patient right now who's 22 that has a number lower than mine. And she said it's just, you're just born that way, basically. And so she said that I needed to make an appointment with a specialist ASAP. She referred me to somebody. I have an appointment. We have an appointment in September to go, second week of September to meet with a specialist. And I think think I was in such shock when she was talking that I wasn't really listening. And I realized that like after I got off the phone with her, I was like, I don't think I really heard anything else that she said. I just went in my closet and sat and just cried for probably over an hour, and Stella came in there and she just like put her little paw on my leg and just laid down beside me. But I was like, I don't know what to do. How am I gonna tell Ryan? So Ryan came home and I told him, and you know, he was so great and so supportive. You know, I just hadn't had time to process everything, and I still don't think I really have. It was hard for me to tell the people closest to me, like my mom and my grandmother. It was really hard to tell Ryan because I told him the next day that I just kind of feel like ashamed and I feel guilty for having us in this situation. And of course he's been like really great about it, but it's just been hard. It just kind of consumed my life, and I'm trying not to Google and do research because, you know, that's really not what you want to do, but it's really hard. And I actually Googled what my number was, my AMH levels, and it said that it's a normal number for somebody in their early 50s. So for me, that's really, really low, and that also like hit me hard to think about that, and to think, you know, in 6 months I could completely just run out of eggs, and then what, you know? So I've just got all these things running through my mind. I don't even know what I'm saying right now. I think I'm just rambling. But we have an appointment with a specialist, and I don't know what that's going to look like for us. I don't know if it's going to look like freezing eggs, or if it's going to be IVF, or I just don't know what it's going to be. And I'm, you know, trying just to get through each day before the appointment and not think about it. But if I've been a little absent on like Instagram, or it's just been really hard for me to find that like creative part of me that wants to even do that. I'm starting to, I think, accept the fact more and more every day. Like today I'm better than yesterday. Yesterday I was better than the day before.
Every day's been better.
Yeah. But it's been hard.
It's been hard, but we are just doing whatever the next step is at a time. And the next step is meeting with a specialist, and unfortunately I can't go to that. So I'll get to find out afterwards. But that is the next move, and there's nothing to do until then. Until they tell us it's either more tests, or based on the existing tests, we do this, and this is the plan of action. And then we follow that plan of action. There's nothing else that we can do right now except just be supportive, and then not let this define our everyday. Because this doesn't define who you are or who we are. It just is, and we have to deal with it. And we've got to make sure that we still live and enjoy life.
I wasn't even thinking of sharing this on YouTube because, like I said, it took like 2 weeks to fully process it. And sometimes I'll sit there and I'll think about it, and I feel like someone just like punched me in the stomach. Like, I'll forget about it for a second, and then it comes in my mind, and I'm just like, why? Why is this happening? But I was actually on YouTube researching people's journeys of low ovarian reserve, or researching people who've gone through IVF and like, what is that even like? And I almost found like a comfort in watching some of these other women and their spouses who are going through the same thing. And I thought in my head, you know, if I share this, maybe somebody else would find like comfort in hearing our journey and maybe seeing us go through something. We made the decision to share this and share the journey along the way of what this is going to look like, and we want to keep you updated in case you're going through this, or maybe one day you will go through this. I hope not, but it might bring somebody else comfort in knowing that they're not alone. Even if you're not going through anything health problem related, you know, even if you are just trying to conceive, this is, you know, I know what it feels like to be trying to conceive, and then the first day of your period, you just want to jump off the roof. Like, I know what that feels like. And I was going to share, before I got this diagnosis, I was going to share that we are trying to conceive, and surprise, we're trying to have a baby. And because I kept seeing all of these people post pregnancy announcements on Instagram, right? And I was like, man, wouldn't it be nice if I followed somebody who's openly trying to have a baby? I feel like I could relate. So we were going to share just the fact that we were trying to have a baby, and it's not some secret, and we want to talk about it. And then this happened. I got that phone call, and it set me back. Like, it just completely set us back.
There's going to be good days, and there's going to be bad days, but we have to just be prepared for it and know that years down the line, we're going to want to look back and still know that we were together, and we were supportive, and we had happy times, and we just have to know that. So we're going to do whatever it takes.
So,
And we find that out in a few weeks.
yeah, so my appointment is, like Ryan said, I think the second week of September. These things, it takes so long to get a specialist. I think we had to wait over a month to get in. But I will let you know after that appointment how everything went. And I'm probably not going to put this type of stuff in a vlog. It's probably just going to live on its own. I don't even want to call it like a series, because that just doesn't feel right. Nothing about this feels right. Nothing about it feels right.
It'll just be its separate content.
It'll just
There's going to be obviously people that aren't interested. There's going to be people that's all they want to know from.
Or
you.
it might be triggering to some people, and they can't
Maybe,
watch stuff like
so
that.
You can
And
separate it.
I get that. So we will keep it separate from vlogs and like house content and stuff. But we're gonna carry on like normal. We're gonna live our life. We're gonna create.
You're gonna see us laughing. You're gonna see Stella being crazy and Ashley doing weird things, trying to measure with her body. All that stuff still gonna happen.
Yeah, you know, I have moments throughout the day where I'm just like, I wake up and I'm so sad, and I could just cry, and then I have to talk myself off of that ledge, and then I'm fine. It just comes and goes in spurts. So still gonna have the same content, still gonna keep creating vlogs and home stuff, just like normal. So yeah, but we'll go ahead and end this here. I just also want to say, like, I know there are going to be awful comments, because awful people exist, unfortunately. So if you see a comment that is out of line or unnecessary, don't respond, don't add fuel. If I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to delete those comments, because I just don't want them living in these videos. So don't worry about that. I'm used to the comments at this point, but so I don't want you guys to get into any, you know, spats over that. Awful people just exist, and that's just the truth of it. But yeah, guess we'll just end it here.
Yeah, end it here. Thanks everybody for watching and all the support. We appreciate it.
All right, and we'll see you in the next